You are listening to the Drag Dungeon Podcast with your hosts, Jay and John.
Hey, welcome back to the broadcast, your favorite podcast. You asked for this shit. If you're easily offended, we don't recommend it. You asked for this shit, so here it is.
Support for the Drag Dungeon Podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package, the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code DRAG20 at manscaped.com. And if my math is correct, that's about 8 million balls. You guys do not want to miss out on these products. We really use these and we love them. The Performance Package 4.0 by Manscaped has arrived and it is a game changer. Inside the package, you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, a personal favorite, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all your goodies in your hoe bag. This is stuff you need, and if you really care about how you look and want to support the podcast, please go to manscaped.com and use the code DRAG20. This is a limited time offer for the podcast, and we want you to take full advantage. Remember, go to manscaped.com and use the promo code DRAG20.
All right, let's talk about this finale.
Okay.
Overall, what do you think? Like, how did this leave you feeling?
I gotta say, I thought it was one of the better finales, maybe the best. I hear in your voice that you don't agree with me, but I thought it was really good.
Yes, I agree, and I think part of it's because a lot of the filler shit wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have celebrity cameos.
No spinning wheel.
No. Well, there was a little bit of a spinning wheel, like a Price is Right
Digital.
sort of thing. It was, yeah, right. It was used like one time, whatever. But, yeah, we didn't have all that extra shit that we already went over. Like, you know, they do that, like, oh, have you spoken with your parents? No, we still hate each other. Then suddenly the mom says, JK, I love you. And you're like, oh, God, we already talked about that. You know, like, I'm glad they didn't have a lot of that happen.
Was Pork Chop there? I didn't hear any Hey Pork Chop. They even cut Pork Chop out.
But the fuck? I know, they did. And, you know, I noticed, like, a lot of these people looked very pedestrian. Like, in the audience, there was some that were dressed up, but there was some that I was like, why are you cutting to her? She's wearing, like, a gingham dress. What is this? And just like that, like, no.
Well, it seemed like a lot more queens in the audience than usual. I mean, usually it's like the first couple rows. I mean, it felt like I saw a wig, like, every couple rows there was some wigs going on.
Yeah, it's like the front were the queens, and then everyone else were all in the back, and they were wearing, like, you know, like street clothes. Like, they weren't even dressed up, which I guess that's Vegas. Because that's one thing about, I noticed Vegas, people don't really dress up a lot. It's all, like, tourists, like, older people who love to gamble and stuff. And
I love
so
that.
maybe it was just...
Well, it looks like a big venue. That's a much bigger venue than I thought. Or maybe it's the camera playing tricks on me. But if that's where the RuPaul Vegas show is, that's a pretty big theater.
I can't believe they would fill that.
That's what
I noticed. Yes. And the queens that they have for the show, that's not a very strong cast.
See, the thing is, I don't know that people that are going to see that are fans of specific queens, if they're just like, oh, I've heard of Drag Race, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of drunk impulse purchases, but Naomi's in there, we love her.
We love her, but I mean, it's like Cameron Michaels. I'm not saying these queens are bad or anything. I'm not criticizing them. It's just, what's the draw? You know, you need a draw to come in. Like
a
Derek
headliner.
Barry, a headliner, or at least a few people that, I don't know. Like, what if Bianca Del Rio doesn't need that. She's, you know, has her own show. But if, you know, someone like that, or, you know, Derek Barry's pretty famous in Vegas for doing Britney. So they have that, I guess. But Kiana Montrese, isn't she in that show? And like
one of those people I didn't recognize. Maybe that's the one you're referencing, Kiana.
Maybe. And Coco Montrese is good, but I don't know if she's a draw for me. Like, I'm just thinking.
I mean, if we were there, we'd go see it because we're us.
Oh, for sure.
But Cameron Michaels is such a good performer, too. I was happy to see her.
Yeah. And, you know, I've seen so many drag shows in my life, and that would be a really great, you know, huge venue, tons of people there, all for the same reason. You know, we talked about this before. I've been on drag cruises and seen, you know, so many performances. And I don't know. Like, these drag queens, like, we criticize them and stuff, but it's totally, you know, we say this too. This is a show. There's so many drag race fans that are like couch fans that just watch on the show and have all these opinions about drag based on what they've seen on TV, not because they go to drag shows. And John and I both have been to drag shows. I go all the time, and we have put our time in for this show for so long. Like, if you look at our back catalog, we've been recapping Drag Race since, God, I was going to look at this, and I can't remember the first season that we did. I
think it was 8.
I think it was 8. We started doing this. I've seen every season of the show about 20 times each. And we talked about this before, that we both missed a couple of seasons.
That was me.
Yeah, and I did as well. And people were tearing us apart kind of in our comments from one of our videos because we haven't seen them all. Well, I just want to say, and I don't feel like I need to explain myself, but I will share one thing about that. And this is not me explaining myself. But the times that I didn't see All Stars 5 or season 13, I personally was going through a lot of shit in my life that Drag Race was not a priority. And we even took a break from the podcast because it was, for me, some really bad shit. And so after I didn't watch those, I heard so much about season 13 and how terrible it is. And the queens just wasn't good and went on forever, to where it just didn't draw me to it. I'm like, you know what? I'm not putting myself through that. Like, kudos to everybody who did watch it, but I'm like, I'm not putting myself through that. I've suffered enough during that time, and to just hear people say, like, and I'm not super sensitive to comments, but for people to say, oh, we don't know what we're talking about because we didn't see 1 season or 2 seasons is such bullshit. And when I hear that, I hear those comments coming from couch drag fans, like the people who just have so much opinions about Drag Race, who don't see the local queens, who don't go on drag cruises that are fucking very expensive, and I've been on 3 of them because that's how much I love it. So, don't spend time coming for us because we missed a couple of seasons. You don't know what our lives are, and the seasons I miss are supposedly garbage. So I didn't waste my time on that.
Yeah, and I never claimed to be, yes, agree. And I never claimed to be a super fan. We're just reviewing a show. Quit taking it so seriously. You are the bigger fan of both of us, and I think you've probably spent like 20 grand or more on drag experiences, merchandise, meet and greets, concert. Wouldn't you say?
Oh,
Ballpark?
Jesus Christ, yes.
So how much money have y'all spent, you hypersensitive bitches? You think these queens care about? They don't give a fuck about you. If you don't think I'm right, listen to their podcast, listen to them. They're like, I hate meet and greets. I hate meeting fans. A lot of them say that.
They absolutely do. They bitch about meet and greets. And I mean, there was like this Race Chaser podcast, right? There's that podcast all about like people who chase after Drag Race contestants and stuff, and like, criticizing that and whatever. It's like, they don't care about you. And we never said this was a Drag Race podcast. If you look at our back catalog, we do true crime, we did other reality shows. We've been doing this a long time, put a lot of time, yes, a lot of money, and not just the cruises, which I went, just because it's, it was like Drag Race. They had some non-Drag Race queens, and then local stuff. All right, I'm not going to go on and on anymore about it. It's just, I don't know. Like, I take that a little bit to heart because of how much time we spent on us. And money. It's like, don't come for us because we missed a couple of shit-ass seasons. And I'm telling you now, season 13, I've said this before and I'll say it again, I will probably never watch that season because I don't ever want to see Candy Muse in anything, ever. I watched the first episode of that and I was like, what the fuck is this? When we love Drag Race when it's great, we've seen the highs of Drag Race and how amazing it can be in some of the seasons. Like season 4, for instance, I talk about season 4. That season is so fucking good. It's so good. And then when it gets bad, it like pisses us off.
And you know what? Just because we like a performer doesn't mean we like what they do in their personal life or what's happened or any accusations. We're not supporting anything negative or illegal or gross. It's just we're liking what we see on TV or see in the performance aspect. We're not the judge and jury of people's fucking lives, so get over it.
Yeah, and we never claim to know what season everyone's in.
Oh, God, that drives me nuts. There's crazy. 14 fucking seasons. I can't remember who's won which one. Get over it. Anyway.
Yeah. Like Shea Coulee. Okay, so I saw Shea Coulee's season. I know enough about her. I feel like we can fucking comment on her being on All Stars 7. I have an opinion. I don't have to see All Stars 5 in order to know something about Shea Coulee.
You know what's funny is, and this is John speaking, so if you have a negative comment, because I'm the one that said I hadn't seen either of Shea's seasons, I went on and on about how beautiful she is, how her costumes are great, and then I said, just offhanded, but I never saw her season, so I missed out on that. And people are like, you should know all the seasons if you're going to have a podcast. Well, fuck you. I don't, you fucking snowflake. You think Shea Coulee gives a fuck about you? Probably not. I bought a couple t-shirts in my lifetime, and I've seen a couple performances. And Jay has spent plenty of money, more than you make in a year, on drag experiences. So fuck off. Listen to the podcast or don't unsubscribe if you don't like the bullshit.
Yeah, we love talking about it. I mean, we do. We bitch and say sometimes that we hate things, but we're still here, and I'm still going to be going to shows and buying. I have like 6 Share Needle shirts, and I have a Willem shirt, and I have... Oh, God, I don't know what else I have.
I don't think we ever said, by the way, that we hate anybody except Serena Chacha. You said that. But
yeah, Chacha. Now,
I don't remember saying I hate anybody, but correct me if I'm wrong. No. Anyway, let's move on.
Right. Chacha, though?
That's universal, and it's in jest, so come on.
Right. All right, let's talk about this now that we've popped off about that. Okay, so yes, I did enjoy this finale. I'm trying to think anything like pops off of it. Let's talk about Ru's look, because Ru we see, first off, and I kind of wanted to talk about her look a little bit. And what did you think of it?
I didn't like it. Now that we've just been so don't come for us for judging. I didn't like RuPaul's outfit. Now I understand it was probably comfortable, and he didn't have to tuck. So I understand this is a long day. But I just didn't like it. There was no skin showing. It wasn't as pretty as... I pretty much like all the runway outfits Ru wears during the season. I mean, there's rarely a hard mess. So this I just didn't like. It was very, dowdy and matronly.
Okay, so this is what I think. First of all, I'll make one comment about RuPaul, too. We talk about how much with Drag Race that, we've experienced and everything. Well, RuPaul, I've been a RuPaul fan since Supermodel came out, and my favorite RuPaul stuff is all before Drag Race.
Mine too.
Yours too. You love Foxy Lady. We always talk about our favorite Ru's.
The RuPaul show on VH1. That's where.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and that remix album is our favorite, but the actual that's a remix album. But the actual RuPaul album, yours is Foxy Lady. Mine is Red Hot. You should listen to that album if you haven't. Mm-hmm. It's so great, both of those. So our RuPaul history goes well before Drag Race. And I tell my story that I ran into RuPaul, he smiled at me, and that was in 2000 something, early. So.
And I saw RuPaul on Drag U.
And John went to Drag U and sat in the audience. So there you go. I, at first, felt the same way about Ru's look. At first I was like, why this? And then I realized something. So I think this look was inspired, and this is my opinion, I don't know this, by Clash of the Titans or Flash Gordon, Wonder Woman on the Island, these sort of semi-sci-fi movies from the early 80s. That's what I kind of got from this look. It's, what I'm talking about? Do you know that? What I'm referring to? He-Man, the movie, not the animated, the movie. That sort of thing.
I just didn't like the silhouette is my problem. I didn't see, it was belted, but other than that, it was just draped fabric, really.
Kind of boxy a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
I didn't think her makeup was great either, by the way. Makeup was
didn't or did?
I thought I didn't. I thought the makeup was a little off. I mean, Ru looks great. Don't get me wrong. But I just didn't think it was her best look. Any one of those runway looks from the season would have been better than this, in my opinion. But, again, it's a long day. She wants to be comfortable. Fine.
Did she wear silver a lot during these? I know she's worn silver before in these finales.
Yeah, I don't think Ru's looks in the finales have always... They're misses for me a lot of the time. Which is
the only thing I can think of is maybe she's trying not to steal focus, which is bizarre, but...
Yeah, I don't think that's Ru. Ru would be happy to steal focus.
Yeah, that's true. And Michelle came out at the beginning to give Ru the key to the city, which was fun. I mean, Ru definitely earned everything that she's gotten. I don't believe Ru's received awards that she shouldn't have. If she'd have won a Pulitzer for her book, I'd be like, what the fuck? But
a Peabody.
A Peabody, I'd be like, this is done. We're done here. But sure, give her the key to the city. Why not? But what'd you think of Michelle's look?
Wasn't she just wearing a white suit?
What the fuck? What is wrong with her? This whole season, her looks have been so mall.
Well, you had a very big problem with a couple of her dresses that were green.
Yes.
I didn't care. I don't know. I just didn't care that much. I wanted to see. There's so many queens, so much stuff going on. I didn't mind that Michelle was just wearing.
You didn't even care about Michelle.
Her awkward twerking was a little unsettling, but
off-putting, I think is the word you're searching for.
a little disturbing, a little insidious.
Yeah, I don't really understand what was going on either. Okay, so we know with this finale they did this whole where there's original songs that they performed. They did this in season 7. That was the first season that popped in my head.
Oh, you're right.
Season 7 they did this with Pearl and Ginger Minj and
Chachki.
Violet Chachki. She did that Daddy song, and then Pearl did that Sleepwalker, she's the queen of your dreams, which I totally downloaded.
It was a pretty good song Pearl had, yeah.
I love that.
They were all... These songs, I didn't hate them. I love the idea. I love having them do an original song. I almost wish they were singing it, though.
I thought exactly the same thing. I kind of thought that they would be at first.
Why not?
But then I'm like, I think some of them can't sing, so I don't... they could have tuned it.
That's never been a problem, though, on Drag Race, and somebody not being able to sing.
That is true. Let's kind of break down each one a little bit. So the first one was Angeria. So what did you think of her little video?
You mean the interview and walking around Vegas thing?
Yeah, that whole thing.
I kind of like these. First of all, they all have foundation on in the video, so they look great. As boys, I'm saying out of drag, or I should say out of drag. They all looked really nice in the interviews. I thought it was fun and quirky. It wasn't overkill. It wasn't too schmaltzy for me. So that's my overall opinion of all the videos. So not specifically Angeria. I mean, Angeria is so freaking lovable. Her parents are so cute. I just like the whole thing.
Yeah, she is really cute. Like, she's adorable. I want to be friends with her. Like, she seems like she would be really fun to be around. And by the way, we're going to talk about the looks. Of all the looks I really want to talk about, but let's talk about the videos first, since it just...
let me ask you this. I'm sorry, but before you tell me how you felt about it, are the final 5 not eligible for Miss Congeniality?
I don't know. When we could talk about Miss Congeniality, I have some questions.
Well, because I was going to say, it felt obvious to me, and we'll get to it, but it felt obvious to me that Angeria would be Miss Congeniality. But
she definitely...
Maybe she wasn't eligible. I don't know the rules pertaining to that. So how did you feel about the videos?
Well, Angeria was fun. What else? I liked her song, her Check My Track Record song. You know, I thought she seemed like she was having the most fun that she had this whole... Like, her performance, I felt like she wasn't doing her looking straight forward, like pageant queen thing. Like, I felt like she was like really letting go and having fun, and I really had fun watching her.
Yeah, she's evolved. She's gotten better, and she looks so comfortable on stage. I mean, I know she's competed in pageants and things, but God, I just want to squish her little cheek. She's so cute. I freaking love her.
So cute. I love her. So the next one was Bosco. What did you think of Bosco's package?
I have liked Bosco since the jump from the beginning of the season, but something about Bosco confuses me. It's kind of like sometimes she's pretending to be like more hard than she is, or she's pretending to be like the villain, and I'm like, I don't even see you that way. I don't think that's what you're serving. So I was a little thrown off by that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, there's some kind of weird edge with her that I don't like. She's not very endearing to me. Like, I don't like gravitate towards her. I have to say her look and performance was probably, it was very good and very good. She had the most production, like lights and stuff. I really enjoyed her performance, and her look and her makeup looked great and her hair looked great. I really did enjoy that.
I love that this is the benefit of doing it on a Vegas stage. You get all the lights, the big screens, whereas before they were doing it now don't get me wrong, the past finales for the other seasons were done in theaters and things, and they still had great production value, but in Vegas, it's like another level of, I love those giant video screens, all the lighting. But yeah, with Bosco, I'm just a little bit confused about what she's serving, because I don't get like a hard, evil, twisted queen like she protests to be. I don't know. I'm a little confused about her identity. not her performance identity, nothing else. Congratulations on coming out as trans, and you look beautiful. Your skin has cleared. You look so good, Bosco.
Yeah, she looked.
And I still like you, and I'm still a fan. Go, girl.
Yeah, I like her too. And so many queens, like, this is talked about, that get turned into monsters because of the edit and stuff. And I think maybe that's the whole thing with Lady Camden, where they were arguing about some part, got way blown out of proportion. And it put sort of a cloud, I think, for me a little bit over Bosco that I didn't have before. And I'm trying to let that go because that is just some dumb moment that happened. And she's very talented, and her performance was great, and her looks are great. So, Bosco, I love you still.
And her body is banging.
She looked really great. Okay, so next we have Daya Betty. What did you think of her video and performance?
Let me see. I remember her video. She was doing a lot of tongue sticking out, walking around in flat platforms in Vegas, and stepping on the flamingo's head and everything, which was funny. But what was her song?
Her song was "Thank God the Season's Over. I Never Have to Hear Her Talk Again." Oh wait, no, that's not it. That was my thoughts. No, I'm just kidding. I still don't like whenever she opened her mouth on the show. She just turned me off because every time she opened her mouth. But I don't know what her song was. I can't remember. But that performance was all about her costume, which was pretty cool.
It was really cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Oh, that's right. She had like the bug thing with those big flying. The movement of the garment is what got me. Good for you, Daya Betty.
She kept doing the tongue thing, which you know how we feel about that.
That tongue thing, but that outfit was fucking cool. They had a wind machine, otherwise known as a fan, and they call it a wind machine, which baffles me. And then she had those cool things that came out, lots of movement, which is very Bob Mackie, very beautiful.
Yeah.
Terry Mugler. Oh.
Oh God, did you really?
I'm joking.
Okay, so next we have Lady Camden. What did you think? Oh, Lady Camden's real name is Rex?
I love the name Rex for her.
Oh my God. I was like,
how
what?
Cute, Rex. And then her British mama and her drag mama were there. And Rue's like, let me guess, which one's the real mother?
I know, right? Like, I love that's her drag mom. That is amazing. Like, it just shows, like, drag, you see people like Daya Betty and her drag whatever was Crystal Method, and they so looked alike, whatever. And that does happen. Like, if you see, like, Alyssa Edwards, her drag children tend to be like her. But then you know what I mean? Like, they seem to pass it on, and then you see drag mom, and so different. It's like, I love it.
Did you see, by the way, speaking of Daya Betty, just 1 second, did you see when they said, when she said, who's here for you? And she's like, oh, my other friend from the house of Method. And it was this beautiful queen with great makeup that didn't look exactly like Crystal Method. And I was like, who is she? She said her name, Enigma or something. And she's like, and I'm like, we'll be seeing her next season. Because she looked really good. Oh, wow. Anyway, Lady Camden, I love seeing her kind of punky mom. Her mom's kind of giving a Sharon Osbourne vibe. And her drag mom. So, and what was her video? All the videos are just them walking around Vegas acting crazy, talking a little bit. But her performance, what happened during her performance?
She kind of started out with the Queen kind of sounding song, and she was wearing the tutu, whatever.
It sounded just like Queen.
And then wig reveal. It did. I liked her video, but we love her. Her personality is so fun, and she was super
lovable.
Fun during the video. And her performance was fine. Now, I have to say, I didn't love either of her wig reveals because the wigs underneath were not nearly as good as the wig that she took off. But that's okay.
Weren't they both the same long red hair?
Yeah, they kind of were.
I mean, I like that she has a thing now, which is falling down on stage but nothing's really going to top that Freddie Mercury mustache moment. So, once was enough, but she's so lovable. Again, another Miss Congeniality. Why not her? But okay.
All right, so last of the performance video combo is Willow Pill. What did you think?
Well, I was so busy concentrating on her new work that she's had done on her face, which is good.
Yes.
That I was just like, I mean, she has the All Stars makeover, and it's still her original season. But it looks good. And I like Willow. So, what was her song about?
She had that like "I Hate People" song.
Oh, I
She wore
loved
that big
it.
thing.
I love
Yeah.
that with the multiple heads and the head on the pussy. I thought it was very funny and cute. So I liked it.
It was cute. It was cute. I don't know if I really liked the outfit. I like weird. Like I love all kinds of, well, Sharon Needles, like all
hate
kinds of
people.
weird. But I don't know that I like that big headpiece. Like the color was weird.
Well, and
Was
it,
it gold?
it inhibited her movement for the majority of the song
Yeah.
until the reveal. So
Well,
that is a
I mean,
con.
fair was for not fair is not the word, but Willow's not known for her dancing, so it's
She's
fine.
no, she was a pretty good dancer.
She's okay. She's okay, but she was cute. Well, let's talk about some of the looks then. I do have some opinions about the looks. Let me see. Who did you like? Well, we know Jasmine Kennedy probably won the award. Probably her green with that giant wig.
Jasmine Kennedy, the glow up, beautiful. I loved that hair. Yeah, Jasmine Kennedy.
And she kept popping up during this finale saying stuff. I finally learned something. Like she was popping up.
She looked great. Georges looked great. I'm looking at the red carpet. Carrie Colby looked great. She had a cape on that I wish she would have kept on because she took it off when she was on stage. I didn't
What's
understand.
that about?
I didn't understand Cornbread. I actually liked Orion's story. Shocking. Controversial opinion. I liked Orion's stories. And, these are old queens. Who did you like? Anybody?
Well, of course, Jasmine. Yes, Carrie Colby should have left the cape on. Don't understand why she took it. That was a mistake. And I think that Orion Stories is good, but I don't like if someone showed me that picture, I would not know who that is. Like she didn't look like.
No, well, we barely knew her.
And I don't like that blue lining. Like that lining should have been a different color. But I do like the monster and stuff.
Daya Betty's also on the red carpet. I loved. Showgirl, feathers. I know you hate feathers. I loved it.
Yeah, she got some. Yeah, she was all right. She got some Chanel. I still see Chanel a lot with that.
I did not like Lady Camden's carousel horse. The concept in my mind when I heard on the Drag Race Reddit that she was doing a carousel horse, I was like, oh, beautiful. And then I saw the execution and I didn't love it.
No, this is like a coach, like a stage coach.
A stagecoach, yeah. So
Like she's the horse.
a rare
Like, I
miss
think
for her.
a concept she was trying to go for, but yeah, I don't like masks. I said this before. I don't like masks on the red carpet. You need to focus. You need to serve face on the red carpet. What was I gonna say? Somebody. Cornbreads. The thing about cornbreads is if you change the color of that dress, you would not know what that is.
I don't
You know what I mean?
I don't like the facial prosthetics at all.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Beauty and the Beast. Well, the Beast is has a giant mane usually. And I think if you change this to, and I think I might have seen a beast that looks like this, but I'm not going to take that from her. But I think if you change this dress to blue, you'd be like, what is this? It's a little Halloween costumey to me.
Yeah,
and
I didn't like it, especially because Cornbread, I mean, you're an important character to the season despite your early exit. And I don't understand why you would make your face unrecognizable.
There's a mask. That's what I'm talking about. And Maddie Morphosis, I don't really care about this look at all, except her boobs bothered me. That is a bad breastplate. Talk to Jimbo, because that is a bad dress. It's too small.
Jimbo should do
For her body.
a breastplate. Yeah, it's a no for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that. The runway. There were some queens who were, coming back or, they might have been in that Vegas show, whatever. They were on the red carpet. I was trying to look to see if there's any worth looking at. Oh, I know. So, Symone on the red carpet had that giant red dress with her crown, giant hair, long. This dress looked. I'm of the school of just because there's a ton of fabric doesn't make something great. Look at and just like that at the end of the first season with that stupid yellow.
I see that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I like this. I don't like the shoes, but I like this look
Oh, I like
for
it too.
red carpet for a queen who's leaving.
Symone to me is so pretty, and she can do things like, she loves to play with proportion. Like, I love the mountain of hair erupting like a volcano out of that crown. It's so beautiful. And that red dress is just gorgeous. I'm trying to use the word stunning because we say stunning a lot, but it's stunning. I just love and I love her personality. And her skin is always, I think she wears a lot of body makeup because her skin is always so uniform and glowy and gold. It's just beautiful.
So compare this look to when she came out at the end with the denim jeans. What did you think of that?
I know how you feel, but I love this too. I do. I love the jeans are completely stoned within an inch. I mean, her body is banging and her hair's big. I love the proportion. I love the glitter and sparkle. I know you don't agree, so tell me what you think about it.
So here's the deal. I think that look is very polarizing. Like, there's a lot of stuff with people online. Like, some people were saying it wasn't enough for a finale for the queen. Like, it wasn't enough. And then some people are posting videos of it being made and how, like, detailed it was and, like, constructed down to the little, stitching. Like, everything, so much work was put into it and everything. And that people need to, like, calm down because of that. Well, here's my opinion on this. Like, you can put as much work as you want into something. Like, do you remember that season with, I cannot remember her name, and I don't care what season it is or what her name is, it doesn't matter. She had that stupid bow on her head or whatever, but she had that corset, and Michelle was reading her about how stupid it was, and she was like, I almost went blind stoning this. And Michelle's like, it still sucked. So you can show me a video of an outfit being made by, I don't know, angels from heaven, and if it's not good enough, it's not. And I think the problem with this outfit for me was that it's denim. Like, if you took those jeans and made them into something else, of those pants, like, I don't know, a different look, not denim, I'd probably be like, yes. I think it's just that it was denim that made them look like jeans. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
And I think this is a very Janet Jackson look. Like, Janet would wear that on the carpet. Like it reminded me of a little bit of, like, when she did Poetic Justice. She did this sort of dress up, dress down thing. Okay, the more I talk about it, the more I like it.
I love it. I mean, I think she could have inverted and wore the jeans on the red carpet and the red on the stage. Would have made possibly more sense, but I still love both.
And yes, and people were like saying, like, well, look what Violet Chachki wore, but I'm sorry, but that's what I thought too. But Violet Chachki's, finale look of the season, that she was.
Oh, well, that will never be replicated. I mean, come on.
You can't compare anything anyone wears to that because it's the most incredible finale look, followed by maybe Bianca Del Rio, where she came out totally solid silver sparkle. Like, that's pretty incredible, too. So you can't really compare it because it's very different. I think it was just a very different look for an audience that is expecting things like...
Symone is a lot about her personality, like her kind of. She came out chewing gum, and she's doing that. Hey, I don't know. I like the whole package. I like Symone. She's so funny, and her outfits do not disappoint. So I understand. It could have been more showy, more dress, and less. I mean, it is jeans, but they're bedazzled. You just want something a little more pageanty, maybe. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what people wanted, was more pageanty. But the more that I talk about it and think about it, the more that I like it. But I don't care what construction went into something if I think it's, that does not affect my opinion. That's all I'm saying about that. Okay, I think that's all I have to say about those red carpet looks. So let's see. What happened next? They did the little interviews, and we said we like this because it wasn't a lot of filler. I think it was just enough of who are you with, who's here with you.
It was just
enough.
enough.
I feel like it was just enough. And maybe in the future, they need to follow this sort of format.
Yeah, I don't need to see anybody crying or emotional. It's not that kind of party.
You can probably hear this, but it's, like, really stormy here, so I'm sorry if it, like...
Oh, it is here, too, so enjoy, everybody.
Wow.
Let's move on to, if you don't mind, the Now, I was shocked because I was waiting for, I feel like in past finales, they've done the Wheel of Death or whatever, the lip sync wheel, and we've had to see the top 4 go against each other. This time, and I didn't even realize it was happening, Rue was like, I've made some decisions. You 3, you're out. Willow and Camden, lip sync for the crown. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that happened very fast. There was no, I'm sorry, it's not your time. I'm sorry, it's not your time. It was just, you 2 are in, the rest of you
All 3 of you get the fuck out. I was like, did that happen just so... I thought I missed something. I was like, whoa, okay, but I wasn't mad, because let's keep it moving.
It did. Oh, and we mentioned the Miss Congeniality. So I wanted to comment on that, and then we can move on to the final lip sync. I think it's a conspiracy. I have a conspiracy theory. I think that was given to Cornbread because she looked so bad treating Jasmine like shit. I feel like it was sort of trying to help her not look so bad because it made not to the viewer, maybe on the show it's different, but to the viewer it made no sense.
It didn't make any sense. She was gone the first, second week? The first second week. She was mean, the second week?
And stuff.
She wasn't congenial at all. I don't know. They said the queens voted on it, but I'm like, who would vote for her? To me, the likely candidates would be Carrie Colby, Camden, and Angeria.
I thought Carrie Colby was going to win.
I did too. I was like,
I really did.
Cornbread wasn't even fucking here for this season. Maybe it's because that her and Willow have such a strong bond, inexplicable bond that nobody really understands. And good for them, but she wasn't here.
Yeah, and she wasn't nice.
She wasn't nice. She wasn't congenial. Whatever. Yeah. Good for her. What'd she get? Everybody was getting... I felt like everybody left here with 10 grand in their pocket. They were like, Cash App sponsored this, so we're making it rain. I wish money would have just started raining down from the ceiling. Everybody in the audience gets $10,000.
I know. Well, Cash App, please sponsor us and send us cash. I'll take 150
Thank
grand.
you. I will be reaching out to them. Liz, can you make a note? We need cash. That's the good thing about having Cash App as a sponsor. They just give you fucking cash.
They just send you money. They're like, we want to make sure you're happy with our products. All right. So, final lip sync to share Gimme a Man After Midnight. What did you think?
Well, they picked a good song. I like the song. So, that's important to me. I didn't think the lip sync was anything remarkable.
No. It really was a boring final lip sync. I mean, I look back on final lip syncs of the past, and I felt like that it's not going to be one to remember.
Well, tell me
Willow Pill.
Tell me the one you're thinking of, the most memorable.
Well, I think there's several. I mean, I really liked Evie Oddly versus Brooklyn Heights. I really liked theirs. It was to Lady Gaga's Edge of Glory. I really liked theirs. I know it's probably not one people remember, but I really liked it. I'm missing the biggest one ever probably was, oh God, I should not have said it because now I can't think of it.
Shea Coulee versus...
Yes.
What's her name?
We're blanking. I'm looking it up. I don't want anybody coming for me. I'm blanking. Oh my God. I love her so much.
Sasha Velour,
which, yes, I get so emotional, right? Wasn't that the song?
It's the best one ever.
That's the best one ever, yeah.
And I did see it, so fuck off. I saw it, okay? I've watched it many times. It's so damn good.
It was excellent. I've watched it many times.
I feel like that should be the bar. That should be the bar that people are trying to... I'm sorry. This is a TV show, and we've seen all of them, mostly. So, you should be trying to beat that, and I don't feel like this beat that.
I did enjoy Aquaria's as well when they did If by Janet, which was fun, but I really liked when they did Bang Bang, and they were all on the stage, and she had those, confetti gun things and stuff. I really liked that a lot. I watched that
That's a fun lip sync song.
It is really good.
Did you see that? I'm sorry to sidetrack. Did you see that Jessie J, speaking of which, and Michelle Visage made up over their feud?
I didn't know they had a feud.
Why
would anyone feud with Michelle?
Well, because
I just can't imagine a reason. What's feud with her?
Because, in short, The Drag Race Queens were at an event in Australia, and Jessie J was there, and that she snubbed them. So there's been this ongoing feud for years. But Michelle has some kind of, I don't know if it's a radio show or something on. We'll put it in the description. But Jessie J came on and was like, "Look, so one of her parents had just died. She had just da 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 da." Anyway,
see, look, people have things going on in their lives that you don't.
Crazy,
know about.
right?
It's like, Jesus Christ, coming for people for not watching a season of Drag Race. They snub you. People do things for a reason.
I was recovering from my abortion during season 5 All Stars, so I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, who knows? Like, I'm not saying, you go come to Patreon. I'll tell you what the fuck happened to me during those times if you really want to hear it.
What went down on Patreon this week?
Come for us because we missed the season. Fuck you. Come take off my plate what I had then. Let's turn back time, share. Fix it. All right, anyway, I'm not making any sense anymore.
Thank you, haters, for making our video perform so well last week.
Yes. So what did you think of these looks? Because I have an opinion about these finale looks, final lip sync looks. Now, this is the last, let's point out before we mention it, this is the last on TV, possibly, for these two ever. I'm not saying it's going to be, but I'm saying it's possibly. So you're coming out on stage, leaving a final look into our mind. What did you think?
I thought that Lady Camden looked nice, but it was underwhelming. I thought Willow Pill's was cool with the big hands and the big jumbo suit, the zoot suit, but I was waiting for more of a reveal or something exciting to happen with those hands that never really happened.
Yeah, I thought Lady Camden, as much as I love her, hers was boring. Like, I'm like, is she going to do a reveal? How's she going to do a reveal in that? And then her wig and her crown got stuck in her wig, and, like, it was a little bit of a mess. There weren't very many tricks, which you absolutely have to leave an impression. This is the time to do tricks. This is the time to, like, set yourself on fire and shit. This is the time, and we need that. One little splits at the end and one somersault. Not enough, bitches. And Willow Pill's look, yeah, it was fun, but it looks like something maybe someone made in theater class or something, like costume class. It's very costumey. Like, those hands look like they might have been made out of felt. Like, fun concept. It just didn't excite me that much. However, I will say, I did like Willow Pill's look after she finished her reveal, like the blue. I thought she looked really good with that blue and her dark hair and stuff. I think blue, like that color of blue, and dark hair, I don't know what it is, but I really do like that. I thought she looked great at the very end.
She did. They both kind of looked like in similar, I mean, they were both in bodysuits with high-waisted boots. I was like, did they have these made? This is another, like, I will never know, but did Drag Race pay for these costumes to be made?
Probably. Drag Race probably got a lot of this shit, because we already know that one they designed and then Drag Race made it for them. You know, who was it? Deja Sky was probably making them in the back. Mm-hmm. Like, my seamstress is here. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. But for finale last looks, like, well, look at the ones we were talking about. The final looks, like, Evie Oddly wore those, like, mirror thing on her head with the different face on the back. And then, you know, some of these queens, like, which one? Sasha Velour. Like, Sasha Velour wearing that wig and that dress was kind of, you know, what's the word? It was her, but it was like not exactly what we'd seen the whole season. It was kind of prettier than like how she normally dressed. And then she took off the wig and all the shit happened and you'll never forget it. So This wasn't enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough. Well, we know Willow Pill won. We've been talking about that from the very beginning, that this was skewed. I mean, I don't understand why Drag Race, they just don't care anymore. They'll just tell us who's going to win at the beginning. And they're like, stick around if you want to. This is who's going to win.
That is true. I mean? Look back 4 or 5 videos from us, maybe 6. You see that we said clearly, and a lot of people on YouTube did, that Willow Pill will win. And, you know. And the Reddit was true. You know, people were in the audience, and they went on Reddit and said, look, this is how the confetti came out. And they totally gave themselves away, I guess. And we saw it live in action. It was nice to see that prediction was right. Not our prediction. This was from Reddit, the Drag Race Reddit.
Yeah. And Ru's done this, and like this is like the 3rd season, I think. Ru's done this, and in UK season 2 with Lawrence Chaney. Rue at the very beginning was like, I love Lawrence Chaney. I'm a huge fan. I just love her. She's so amazing. And she won. And then season 3, Crystal Visage, you were born to do drag. You're amazing. I love you. And won. And then now Willow Pill, you're amazing. And she won. So.
You know, it would be fresh for next season if somebody just quits. They're like, well, I heard what you said to so-and-so. You said that they were born to do drag and they were incredible. And I already know they're going to win, so I don't really feel like saying it. I want, for the first time in Drag Race history, somebody just quits of their own accord.
They walk in the room to the workroom the very first time. And then Rue's, they're getting ready to do their first challenge, and Rue, slips up and says somebody's amazing. And someone's like, you know what, fuck this. I'm not going to even do this.
I mean, that would be fresh, and it would make them relevant. So, I mean, look, there's a lot of competition between these Drag Race queens. So, anything you can do, if that means quitting on the first episode.
Sure. And, I just read an interview with Willow Pill, and I think it's Entertainment Weekly. She said that, I can't remember her wording, but it sounded like she wants to get away from doing drag and wants to be an actor.
Oh, come on.
And I'm like, okay, first of all, say that's true. Why would you say that? You just won Drag Race. We did talk about this before, how fresh it would be to somebody to win Drag Race and then quit drag immediately after, like Ella Vidae. Actually, I did see Ella Vidae was at a show with Jimbo the other day, but we always said Ella Vidae would just quit after.
Yeah, Willow, oh my God, you gotta send me that article. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's an EW. I just read it today. And one thing to talk about too is with this final 5 and Willow being the winner. Like a lot of these queens, like the winners specifically, or the top 2 or 3, have gone on to do a lot of like entertainment things. Like, okay, so Bianca, obviously, she tours the world with her one-woman show and fills thousands of people in an audience in a theater. And then you have like Bob the Drag Queens had a Netflix stand-up show. And Bimini, who didn't win, but she was a top 2. She's done all these fashion and gone all these walked in these shows and Paris Fashion Week and magazines and whatever.
Violet's got a big career. Trixie, Katya have big careers.
Yes.
Monet has a big career with Bob, their podcast, their whole touring, everything. A lot of them have nice big careers, but some have.
Alaska does a lot. So what do you think these queens are going to do?
Well, I know from, my YouTube research that they are locked into a management company with whoever the company, so they are going to be doing the tours that they are required to do, and we probably won't get to see what they're really about for a year or 2.
Yep. Well, I think like if I break down this top 5, let's see. So, do you think Angeria? Could she do a one-woman comedy show? No, I don't think so. Fashion? Probably not. Music? Probably not. Like, I'm like trying to figure out, maybe they'll do bigger and better things, but I'm just comparing it kind of like to what people have done past. You know what I mean?
Well, yes. Well, we were just talking about the all-winner season, and some kind of revelations have come out since then. Like Bob the Drag Queen says he wasn't even called for the all-winner season, which is interesting to me. We know from the contract has been leaked for Drag Race, and I think they're locked in for like 7 years if they're asked back. So, of course, Raja would not be in that group, but I think the all-winner season might be kind of, these people are contractually obligated to agree to appear if asked, and they want to. So, I don't know. I think Angeria's best move would be to team up with Camden and do like a 2-woman show.
Yes.
Kind of like Bob and Monet. I mean, they teamed up and they're better together. I love Bob.
I think that's a great idea for those two to do something together. Like, I think because, I could see Camden doing theater because Camden's a theater kid and she did so well in the Moulin Rouge, whatever that one was, for example. She did such a great job. I'm like Willow Pill. I'm trying to think of based on what we've seen. Now, this is just based on the show. Like, what is she going to do?
I mean, I'd go see a Willow Pill show, probably.
Do you think she would do her own show like
Yes.
Bianca?
Well, I don't know what the tour would consist of. I don't think it would consist of a lot of, like, you know, insult comedy like Bianca, but I think maybe a mixture with some lip syncing, some original songs. I hope she does music.
Like James?
Is she a singer? I forgot. Was she a good singer? Or at all?
So.
Nobody is. Nobody's a good singer.
No. Well, like Jinx is a singer, and Jinx had a show, and I always kind of compared them a little bit. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, they could surprise us. I just, it's like, I hope when they crown these people and they do this, they think of what they're going to do next, and not just, yay, they were people think they were the best on the show. Like, they have the most potential to do more. I hope they...
I think they must, because since they are, forced to be with a certain management company, making money is what it's all about. That's what all business is about. So anybody who thinks that companies care about people, they don't. It's all about who can make the most profit and how much of a percentage can we take from them. Usually it's 10% in entertainment, but who knows what it is with the Drag Race contracts.
Right. And they know, like, when they do this, they do have a couple years of a season 14 tour, like a Work Across the World tour. Work the World. Yeah, they have that locked in. And now they have the Vegas show. They can bring some of these people in for the Vegas show. They have these bitches for a long time.
Yeah.
And, they have their own record label, I guess, World of Wonder, whoever. I think because Rue, I don't know if they help Rue. I don't know, I'm just making this up. But they have them for a while. So I guess Willow Pill wouldn't have to worry about doing her own thing, like you said, for several years.
Yeah, for at least 2 years, I think she's going to be under their, monopoly of Drag Race. So, but, I'm very interested to see what happens next.
Yeah, me too. And next we'll, start talking about All Stars 7 when it starts, which is in
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yes. Well, I'm excited to talk about it. I just really hope they bring it. I'm so scared it's going to be like UK versus the world and we're going to be mad. But
if it is, we're cutting. We're not doing it. I'm telling you, we'll do. I can't do that again. I can't. Good for them. Good for the opportunities they're afforded. I'm good. God bless. But I'm not doing another gratuitous bullshit season of the show.
They have to be trying to entertain us. Like, I don't even think UK was trying. I mean, I feel like they just put a product out. It wasn't like I wonder if people will like this. They're like, we don't care. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping
I can't do another one of those. Work the World. I just can't. Or Work the World. UK versus the world. I can't.
Well, definitely check out our Patreon. Like I said, we'll have some great stuff. We have great stuff on there. And we'll talk more about, maybe with our Drag Race experiences. Not that we didn't just spout a ton off about that, but
oh, there's more. And if you hate us, thank you for watching again and helping our numbers. We appreciate you.
Yeah. We love it. Well, I hope if you hate us and you're mad that we don't like that, you think that we don't have something to say, because clearly we do, especially if you go back on iTunes and look how far back our podcast goes and how much drag we've, talked about and reported about, and with the cruises and stuff I went on, and we have a lot to talk about, and it's really fun stuff. We go back and listen sometimes, and we're like, oh my God, we were so funny.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Well, thank you. Follow us at Drag Dungeon on all social media, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
For this shit, if you're easily offended.